Today on Siege Off-Road, we're going to make our F-150 a whole lot louder. When going off-road, it's great to have an air system so you can safely air down your tires, and with a big truck like this, you need a big loud horn to go along with it. So today we're going to be installing this Kleinn triple train horn and air system kit on our 2018 F-150. This kit is the perfect solution if you're looking for a super loud horn and an air system to be able to fill up your tires and use air tools. It's designed to be an easy direct bolt-on installation for your F-150 and puts out a ridiculous 153 decibels through its triple air horn system. It comes with an air tank and an air compressor, as well as all the hardware you'll need for installation, and it even comes with a quick disconnect air hose. The best part about this installation is we won't have to do any drilling, so let's get to the installation. Tools you'll need for this installation: 1/4 inch ratchet, 8mm socket, 3/8 ratchet, 10mm socket, 12mm socket, 14mm socket, 19mm socket, 8mm wrench, 14mm wrench, 19mm wrench, an adjustable wrench, Phillips head screwdriver, a pair of cutters, and basic wiring tools. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is get the truck up in the air. You don't need to put this up in the air, actually. You can do this thing on the ground. We have it up in the air just for filming purposes, and then we're going to install a U-clip right in the frame here on the passenger side. Take the provided U-nut and install it into the square hole right here on the frame. Grab the air compressor and air tank bracket, install it around the frame, and line up this hole right here with the U-nut that you just installed. Grab the 5.5 inch bolt that comes with the kit and use it to secure the bracket to the frame. Make sure you have a washer on both sides. And install the nut on the other side. Install a bolt into the U-nut. Install the 10mm bolt into the U-nut. On the other side of this bolt, make sure you install your washer, lock washer, and nut. Then tighten it down with a 19mm socket and wrench. You're going to grab your 3.5 inch bolt and insert it right here through the bracket and the factory cross member. Then up top, you're going to install the 2-inch washer, regular washer, lock washer, and nut. Tighten it down with a 19mm socket and wrench. Install the air compressor on top of the bracket. Insert the provided bolts from the bottom, and then the nuts go on top. Once you install all 4 bolts, tighten them down with an 8mm socket and wrench. We can now install our fittings into the air tank. We're going to install our safety valve up top with a little bit of thread juice. Just get these snug with a wrench and then one more half turn. Install the pressure switch on this end. And this will be our bottom port, so this is where the drain is going to go. Then install the 90-degree fitting on this end. And this will be our final turn because we want the fitting facing this way, but we don't want to over tighten it. Then install our compression fitting right here. And you want this facing the same direction as this fitting. The last fitting we're going to install is this compression fitting here for our air hose. To make our lives a lot easier, we're going to pre-install this air line for the air hose. So we're going to take this cap off. Slide it over the air line. Push the air line over the barb. Once you get it over the barb, tighten the cap. Install the air tank onto the mounting bracket. Secure it with the provided washers and nuts. Tighten all 4 nuts with a 14mm wrench. We're now going to be working with the horn assemblies. We're going to remove the trumpets, twist them counterclockwise to remove them. This will make it easier to install and work with. Grab your horn bracket and install 4 bolts through the bottom. Then tighten the hardware with a lock washer and nut. Tighten the nut and bolt with a 14mm socket and wrench. Remove this screw right here on top of the solenoid. Remove the cap. Take the black and purple wire that comes with the kit and run it through the cap for the solenoid. Run them through, and then you're going to connect one of them on this side of the solenoid and the other on this side. It doesn't matter where, they are interchangeable. Just put one on that side and one on this side. Do not use this one. To open these up, you'll want a small Phillips screwdriver. Insert the wire. Then tighten the screw. Then to make sure that you have this wired upright, you can grab yourself a battery and test to make sure the solenoid clicks. All right, it's clicking. We can move on to the next step. Reinstall the cap. Before we mount this on the truck, we're going to attach our airline to it. So remove this cap on the compression fitting. Put it over the hard line. Press it on. Reinstall the cap. Okay, we're back under the truck. Remove the bolt that secures the brake line bracket to the frame. Remove this bolt on the passenger side exhaust hanger. Remove the second bolt on the hanger. Reinstall your factory bolt through the exhaust hanger and the horn bracket. Install the bolt on the other side through the brake bracket and the horn bracket. To prevent the horn assembly from pitching forward, we're going to install these brackets on top of the frame and secure it with the provided hardware. Tighten it down and then install the same bracket on the other side. If you'll notice, there's only one hole in these brackets. That's because they only bolt to the horn bracket. They do not bolt to the frame. Reinstall the trumpets now. Install the larger airline onto the air inlet port on the air compressor. Push it onto the fitting. It is a tight fit. We have our air filter connected to our air line, and in order to keep it in a nice dry spot, we're going to put it behind this wheel well guard up front. There's a nice cavity back there for it, and we can zip tie it up and make it nice and clean. Next, we're going to attach our air compressor to the air tank by connecting the air feed line. We ran the air hose from the horns through the frame rail, and now we're going to connect it to the air tank. Connect the air line to this fitting on the air tank. Now your air tank is connected to the horns. We have the air horns connected to the air tank. Now we're going to work on the air chuck. Grab the provided bracket and the chuck. Put a little bit of the thread juice on there. Install the fitting. Tighten it down. Now you can install this anywhere you want to access your air. Okay, we have everything installed and we finished up the wiring, checked for leaks, everything is working great. Now I'm going to go over some of the features of this kit with you. Alright, so one of the really nice things about this kit is this pressure switch right here. Once this tank fills up, it will automatically shut off the compressor. You don't need to do anything. And if you move over here, this is a pressure release valve or a safety release valve. This won't let it overpressurize, and if you need to release pressure, just pull on this ring right here. And you can completely empty the tank or bleed a little bit off if you need to. Right here is a drain valve. You will need to periodically open this up to let water out. If you don't let the water out, it can rust your tank and effectively lower the volume of your tank as well. If you notice the way these horns are mounted, they're facing the front of the truck. So keep in mind, when you go to test these horns and whenever you use them, you will be in front of them. The next feature of this kit is actually really cool. It came with this air chuck, which we chose to mount right here on our side step. You can mount this anywhere though, and it comes with this nice cover so you don't get dirt in there. And you can plug in the hose that came with the kit and easily fill up your tires, or you can even hook an air tool up to there. Since this kit comes with an air compressor and a decently sized air tank, if we wanted to, we could now install airbags for towing. We wouldn't need to buy a whole kit. All we would need is the airbags and plumb it right into our air tank, and that would make it a lot more affordable. Now, like I said earlier, you can wire this up however you would like. We used the switch that came with the kit and chose to mount it right here, and it looks super clean and looks like it could have been a factory switch. Well, I've showed you how to install this kit. I showed you all the features. Now I should probably show you how it sounds, but we should probably not be inside for that because it's really loud. Okay, so we got our Kleinn train horn and air system kit installed in our 2018 F-150. It is incredibly loud and it makes this truck a lot more versatile. You can fill up the tires with it and even run air tools. Installation is probably going to take you about 4 to 5 hours, and before you know it, you'll be heading off road.